Scattered Farms. We're back with another episode of Missouri River Bottom, and we are going to be wrapping up a few jobs today. We've already finished harvesting this field of wheat, so I'm just sending our last load in the semi here back up to the farm, and we're going to go ahead and get this case quad track moved out of the way. We have completely emptied it out, but we are going to be harvesting those soybeans here soon, so we got to get this going. Now, I'm noticing I'm not getting any game audio here, so let me figure out what's going on with that real quick. There we go. All taken care of, folks. Always something new to struggle with here in Farm Sim, it feels like. We're going to go ahead and just run this grain cart down here. We're going to be ready to start working on our soybeans in not too long a time. I think if I moved time forward into September, that we'd jump right into being ready for those. And I need to look, I think we're planning on combining these fields and getting some cotton going in this big field when it comes time. But we are going to plant some other crops as well, so I need to figure that out. I know last time we said that we needed to sort that all out. I've been talking about a couple of different options here, but I think in this smaller field over by the farm, we are going to plant crops again, and I want to save this whole big area with the two fields that we've got down there. We're going to combine this all into one giant cotton field is the plan. But before we get into all that, we should get this soil up to speed, which means we're going to spread a little bit of lime out here. Create job and open generator. Settings seem to work just fine for us last time here. So we'll go ahead and just start this off. We can start on the headlands first. That should be fine. And off you go. Good deal. We don't need a lot of lime out here, but this field I think needs a little bit more than the other field did. At least in certain areas it actually was showing up as bad as opposed to just not good. Some of the areas are even red, so this will get us back into pretty good shape. Now, we are going to run into a little bit of a problem with these combines sitting right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hop in here and move them off of the headland here briefly, just to give that worker some space to move by. And then after the headland passes are done, we can put these back into position waiting for those soybeans. We don't have a lot of places to park the semis at the moment. I suppose as soon as that big bud's done tilling up the other field there, we'll be able to put them over there, but right now we're just gonna make do with getting these guys back up into the middle of the field here. Perfect. And oh my goodness, the semi came back. My whole plan was to leave him up in the farmyard. I didn't think about the fact that he's on a circular course here. So let's go ahead and stop this. He's probably actually out of the way here. This is a decent spot to leave him. We'll have to create a new course for him to come down to the soybean field here in just a little bit. That's fine. And I'm just looking around here. Once the tillage is done there, I suppose we can have that big bud jump across the way and start working on doing the same thing on the wheat field here. We are going for a little bit of that mulching bonus with the tillage equipment we've got, and I think it's going to work out good for us. I'm looking to really maximize the yields on this playthrough. We're going to end up picking up some more equipment and hopefully being able to run multiple of these tillage tools out in the fields. Now, I want to say these are both soybeans. Is this soybeans? Yeah, so I've got soybeans here and soybeans right across in this other field, but they're at different growth stages. So I guess that's not a problem. I was kind of hoping I could just do both of these fields at the same time. But alas, we're going to have to do them separately. We need to combine all these fields together anyway. Yeah, we'll be good to go. So if we just look at the calendar here, I know we talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but I think the plan is going to be getting some barley put down here in September in the field that we have the big bud tilling in right now. And then the cotton's going to go in February in the combination of these two big fields that we're going to get into soon. We don't start harvesting soybeans until October here. So that's kind of late in the year. And hopefully they'll both be ready in October. I guess it doesn't really matter that much if it's October or November. But the bottom line is we're going to have to start moving time forward here as soon as we're ready to go. I guess there's no reason why I couldn't start moving time forward right now, since I know I'm not going to plant until the next month. We do need to figure out how we're going to put that barley into the ground, though. So let me see what we've got available here. I wasn't really thinking about doing any drilling type crops when I set up this save. We do have the big seed hawk here, and I want to say this is the one that's set up to also leverage the Anhydrous. Is the Anhydrous in here? No, it's not. Where would that be? Is it under fertilizer spreaders? No. Under sprayers here. There we go. So we have this very large, we have both the liquid caddy and the anhydrous caddy that we could use with that big drill. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, is leveraging one of those. We've also got the wagons from, is this Custom Modding's fertilizer trailers? But I don't have their drill on here right now. So I'm leaning towards using the one from Forward Ag. I really like Forward Ag's stuff. Let me see here if we've got Anhydrous on the map anywhere. I have to imagine we do. If we do, I'm guessing it's going to be up here. Fertilizer Anhydrous. Okay, we have it. I can't teleport to it. Let me see if I can teleport to the animal dealer and go look for it. How do I get across this road? There's a big fence. We're going to run around. Go, go, go. Out on the main road here. Okay, Mo Valley Ag. Oh, we've even got our fuel prices up there on the board. Look at all that shiny equipment. It's kind of sinking into the ground there a bit. Somebody's got to fill up those tires. We have big anhydrous tanks right here that we could fill. Perfect. That's going to be nice. And then we've got what looks like our liquid fertilizer fill points. And then do we have a dry fill in here? No, we just have storage. Oh, well, maybe the co-op needs to buy some stuff. Ooh, look at all those tanks, and they're all nice and hooked up with the pipes. Actually looks pretty good. Wait. Okay, these aren't quite lined up. Oh, well, we'll give them a pass, but I do like how that all looks. It looks good. And then over here, we've got our dry fill products. I'm guessing that's going to end up being fertilizer and seed, most likely. We've got a fuel point. And I think I missed one. Oh, no, we didn't. Anhydrous, liquid. Yeah, we got it all. Look at that. This is cool. All right, so I'm rambling here, wandering around. I guess we didn't do a full farm tour. The thing that I'm kind of wondering about, though, is with a big anhydrous caddy like this, how would you drive that up to town to fill it up? Would you haul this up with a tractor, most likely? Because it seems like it'd be too big to put behind a pickup truck. And that's my only worry, is how I'm going to get this back and forth to refill it as we're going around and doing our fields. And it's $75,000. My goodness. Well, I can put the big duals on there and everything. Look at that. That might be overkill. So I'm going to go ahead and make the purchase. I'm just trying to See what we've got. Pallets. That's cool. I don't think we need any of that right now. I'm standard hitch or implement hitch. I wonder if that matters. Ooh, they've got a tracked option. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, that looks even cooler. I really like that. I don't know how practical that would be for roading, though. Like, I guess there must be like an anhydrous truck that you could come out to refill these with, too. I wonder. Let me know in the comments if you've actually seen a piece of equipment like this getting used out in the field and how they refill these tanks, because I'm really curious right now. I am going to go with this, though, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think that this is going to work out great for us. So we're going to buy this tank. And then with our no money left over, we're going to come take out a loan. Well, let me see how much money we need for the drill. Where did I leave that? In here? There it is. We're going to need another 3 plus 2, $500,000 of cash to make all these purchases. So let's take this all the way up to $1.5 million in our loan, if we can, just to make sure we've got enough for whatever crazy options we pick on that thing. There we go. And into the shopping we go. There we are. I'm gonna go for some nice big ones. What do I got? Seed Hawk. We'll do Seed Hawk. I know this is more of a Canadian brand, I'm pretty sure. Not sure we'd find this all the way down in Missouri, but it's a cool looking piece of equipment, and that's all the excuse I need to give it a shot. Oh, nice John Deere tires. I kind of like those, actually. Big floaters. Not sure how realistic that is, but I guess we've got floaters here as well. And there it is, the anhydrous ammonia system with a rear hitch. All right. I think that's all I need to do to hook this up. So let's go ahead and buy that. And there we go. We've got a giant air drill with a anhydrous tank all set up and ready to go. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to refill that here, which would be nice. So we might have to take that up to the town to do that. But before we get into setting that all up, I saw that our workers are wrapping up here on something. So I need to head on over here and see what's going on. Looks like our big bud is finished. So I'm going to have to bring him back, and before we do that, I need to apparently move this combine out of the way and hop back in here. Looks like he got stuck trying to finish doing what he was doing. Oh, and we need to move this guy out of the way. So I don't know which one of these vehicles is having a problem, but normally Horseplay would detect the other vehicle and not run into them. So the fact that he's running into these harvesters gives me the impression that these harvesters might be what's not set up correctly for things. We are having the problems with the augers and stuff on them. So I guess let me know in the comments. I know some other people have mentioned having problems with the auger and whatnot on these combines. If I am going to have to replace these combines with something else, let me know in the comments which combines you think I should swap these out for. I would like to make sure I'm running multiples of the same combine, because that's going to make our lives easier from a Horseplay perspective. But yeah, I think we're going to be swapping those out at some point here, whether that's during the next harvest of this field, or we finish off that field and then we do it for the next year. I'm not sure yet, but either way, we're going to play around with that. And as always, I love getting some feedback from everybody in the comments, seeing what kind of equipment's out there. A lot of times when y'all suggest some equipment to me. It's something that I may not have even heard of before, which I always like. We're going to take the Big Bud back up to the farm here, and this should be the perfect tractor to pull that big seed hawk with the Anhydrous on it as well. The quad track would also work out well for that particular job. However, the quad track is now been demoted, I guess I'll say, to a grain cart duty, and that means that we need to use what we've got on this other setup. We're already quite a bit in debt, so I don't yet want to take out more debt to buy another tractor for that, and I think this should work out pretty well for us. I'm going to put our piece of tillage equipment over here in this big grass area, I think, right by this shed for the time being. I'm not sure that realistically I'd want to leave my tillage equipment sitting right in the view of the front of my house over here, though. But it is what it is. I'm not sure. We could put it in the shed again, but we're going to have so much big equipment here on the farm that I'm going to try and get into the habit of putting our stuff like that onto out in the yard. Get used to putting the tillage equipment out in the yard versus in the shed like I've been doing in my previous playthroughs. We'll keep the shed space for the nicer equipment that we need to take better care of. I'm trying to remember what order all of these pieces need to go. So this needs to hook up to the air cart. And then the air cart will need to hook up to the Anhydrous, but I need to figure out how we're going to fill that Anhydrous tank first. So let's see if I can get turned around here. I just want to pull this setup out over here for the time being. Something like that ought to keep it out of the way-ish. And then while we're waiting on that, what I'm going to do is drop this cotton trailer off right here. And we'll take our Challenger over and grab this Anhydrous cart. This Challenger is quite speedy at 39 miles an hour. And so I think, whoa, it's also not got a geared transmission. So I hit the space bar and was expecting to start going backwards there, and instead we're still going forwards. My goodness, we're gonna have to get used to that. Oh, this thing's articulating too, or not, yeah, articulating, steering. That's gonna take some getting used to, although it should make it quite easy to get around. And I'm gonna run this through over here for a moment and just see if I can get Anhydrous out of this fill point. I don't expect that I can. I'm not sure that I would want to if I could. I'm not getting any fill options here, which is probably a good thing. I'm just not sure if I got close enough. We've got so much junk in the way here. Oh, I don't want liquid fertilizer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into here, and we're going to empty out fill unit 1 on this tank, and we'll take it up to town. And we'll see if it refills Anhydrous up there. I'm trying to think, where is town? Way up that way. So let me open up our course, and as long as we're driving up there, we might as well record a path. And if I just bring my big map up here for a second, I'm going to take this all the way up to the main road at the top of the map and then cut over to town. We'll get a chance to see just how big this map is while we also toss down an auto drive course. Ooh, we've got a nasty fence over on the other side there. That's going to be problematic for driving back and forth with big equipment if we ever get some fields up this way. Luckily, I think for the most part, this road is going to be used just for us to get up to town and back, and not to bring necessarily big and wide equipment through, but we'll have to be conscious of that. As long as our paths are far enough apart that semis and such can pass each other going back and forth, we can kind of crowd into the middle of the road a little bit on the other side there while we need to. And the other thing that I want to try at some point on this map is the circular irrigation, just to see how that works. I believe the way the map is set up, that these use liquid fertilizer to spread in the fields there is how that plays out. I know realistically they're more about irrigation, but I think from a farm sim perspective, you've got to give them a purpose that impacts the game, so having them apply fertilizer makes sense. And this is a nice crooked little road jigger there. I'm probably crowding to the inside a little bit too much. That's all right. We're going to just make do with what we've got and get ourselves all the way up to the co-op there. Looks like there are a number of cars out here on the main road at least, so that's something we'll have to keep in mind from an auto drive perspective. I do like leaving traffic on whenever I can. Just makes the map feel a little bit more alive, but we'll see how long that lasts as we need to run our equipment back and forth to different places. I am noticing that this tractor, while it does have a good amount of oomph, we're not quite getting up to 39 miles an hour with this trailer behind us. So I don't know if the top speed is just mislabeled at 39 and it actually only goes 32, because that would be a more realistic speed with what I've seen on other equipment, or if it's just because we're pulling this big tank even when empty, it's just not getting us up to speed. I don't know. It's one of the two, though. Either way, we are up here in town now, and we have to find that co-op. Man, let's take a look at the big map for a second, because I can zoom in on that a little bit better. Oh, it's actually down here. How do we get down there? I think I'm going to need to turn on this big road that we're coming up to. So I'm going to make sure we hug back in for the railroad crossing here. And then I believe that's the co-op down this road to my right. So we're going to turn, try and keep things nice. I love that there's not a bunch of stuff right on the corner there for us to crash into. And we're going to just keep going here all the way around. And I'm going to try and pull through all of the destinations here in the co-op. So let's see how well this works. Straight down here. And then we'll circle over on this side. Making sure we don't get too close to that. We can get an Anhydrous here. Great. I'm going to fill up the tank, and then I'm going to pull forward and we'll start creating our points of interest. Maybe I'll pull up just a little bit to get another point. There we go. I think what we're going to do is we're going to call these co-op and Anhydrous. Hopefully I can spell correctly. That should work. Oh my goodness, this tank is huge. I'm watching my dollars just drain out of my bank account. And there we go. We're finally done with filling up the Anhydrous tank here. So we're going to go ahead and start recording one more time here. Oh, we've got a rogue element there. I don't know what just happened. It tried to create a reversing track. So what I'm going to do is, if I can remember, is it left alt is to delete a node? We're going to delete that node. And then we're going to connect that node. There we are. All right, I think we've got it all sorted out. And then I'm going to swing around here. We're going to pull through this one. And this is going to be, what was this? Co-op Anhydrous. So this will be co-op liquid. We may need to fine-tune these at some point in the future when we actually have need of them, but this will give us good starting points. And then here we'll have co-op dry. Perfect. All right, well, let's get this 5,000 gallons of anhydrous ammonia back up to the farm, and we'll be all ready to put some barley in here as we move the time forward. I have had the time on 5x here, but we could probably go a little bit faster since I don't think we really need to finish anything that we're currently working on. I know I'm spreading some lime right now in the field that we just finished harvesting, but that's not really what I would call a critical task or a time-sensitive task. But I do want to get this guy back up to the farm first before we start monkeying around with anything else. Always difficult the first times out on a map. You got to get all of your courses and stuff set up. I'm sure there's probably some pre-made auto drive courses out there for this map, though. I should probably check those out at some point. But I don't know. I just get a certain level of satisfaction out of doing it myself. Part of me then knows how it's going to function and what to expect. And honestly, we've gotten pretty good at it here. We've even started doing like the side paths and stuff to control the flow once we get a lot of workers moving around on the map and stuff. So yeah, we're going to stick to doing it ourselves, I think, for the time being. And I'll see you guys back up at the farm. All right, we are coming back up to the farm here. I just need to connect these courses up and then we'll be good to go. Let's see here. I'm going to pull forward until I hear one more click. And I'll back ourselves up out of the way. And then I'll just connect these two dots like so. And I wanted to fix this little jig that we've got here. See if I can get it going a little straighter. I noticed that our semi was having to slow down quite a bit when it came in on the angle there. Should be good to go now. And all we need to do is get this tank all hooked up to the drill here. And we should be good to go. However, before I do that, I'm going to pull this thing off to the side. And we have to get our dry fertilizer guy fixed up. He does not handle coming through the auger. Yep, we're going to go for the lime. So slow. And then I should be able to just send him back out to field 53 and he'll resume his course play course auto magically. That's the hope, at least. And then for the anhydrous tank here, what I'm hoping I can do is get this close enough to the back of the drill that I can just disconnect it and maybe back the drill up just a foot or so and get it connected. Or maybe I can pull the tongue of the anhydrous over here. Okay, it says I'm hitting it, but I'm definitely not even touching it. Not my fault. All right, let's see here. I'm going to pull this forward and let me try this. I can twist this. All right, perfect. So if I get that lined up like so, am I close enough? Oh, I am. Look at that. Perfect. Now, this ought to be interesting. I need to figure out how to fill my seed box here. What we're going to do, I think, is try and put this auger under the other auger. Let me see if I can figure out how that works. Unfold. I don't want to unfold the seeder. I want to open up the hopper. Here we go. Now, I'm really hoping this works out. What I'm worried about is this thing is full of lime and isn't going to do what I want. Okay, so I've got seeds coming into it now. And am I not quite lined up here? I'll have to try and back up a couple feet maybe. There it is. Oh, look at that. It actually works. Well, that's going to make life so nice. And then I'm hoping that I can just keep going with seed. There it is. And I don't remember if this is going to be one of those where I can put seed in both tanks, or if I have to do seed in one tank and fertilizer in the other, because that's going to be really unfortunate, because I don't want any fertilizer because we have the anhydrous tank. I'm not quite full. I'm at 46%. Why did it stop? Let me try now and put this in the other hopper. Maybe the other hopper's just a little bigger. Perfect. Okay, that's working good. I think I might have shut this thing off by accident. I did. All right. We're going. We're doing it. So much money, though. Oh, we're going to be poor. All right, there it is. We are full. Both hoppers of seed, which is exactly what I wanted, and a huge amount of anhydrous in the big tank behind us. We are golden, folks. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and drive this out to the field, and then we will get him started on planting in just a bit. I need to move the clock forward here, though, so let's get him out to the field, and then we'll take a pause and move our time forward into September, which is when I should be able to plant this. Now, okay, I can change one type of seed. Oh no. Is it not going to let me change both of them to barley? Did I need to change it while I was filling it up or something? That's not going to be good. I don't want to plant wheat and then barley. This is going to be a problem, folks. I guess what I can do, so we're going to cheat and fix this, is if I... Nope, not this one. How do I... This one. We're going to come in here, and it's seeds. Oh no, I can't change what kind of seeds it is. Select seed is barley. I know it's barley. There's got to be a way to set the type of seed for each bin. I was hoping if I put the auger out for that bin that it would start changing that bin, but that's not going to be the case. Very interesting. All right, well, here's another one for y'all. If you can let me know if you've run into this and you know of a way to update that. Otherwise, what we'll have to do in the future is change it as we're filling each hopper. So I can start filling the back hopper and set the seed type there, and then as we continue to fill, hopefully it'll change both. I don't know. Well, if that's the case, actually, we could just empty the seed here. That didn't work. Request failed to empty. Set to 0. Request failed. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Here, let's try this. Okay, so that's hopper 1. So what I want to do is empty fill unit 2. I'm going to set fill unit 1 to full. Sorry, folks, we're trying to get this figured out. And then if I go and set fill unit 2 to seeds, nope. Well, that definitely is not what we wanted. Hey, we did it, folks. We just have to do it in the right order. All right, well, I've got that, so next time we'll do it right, hopefully. In the meantime, let's figure out where we are time-wise. He's got about 15 minutes left on spreading on this field. That should be fine. We'll just put this equipment away and get going. I am going to need to do some tillage, though, over on that other field. So I'm trying to think, maybe we should run the quad track on the new planting setup as opposed to the big bud. Either one would work for us, but we do need to do some tillage here, so maybe I'll put the big bud back on the tillage, and we'll use that quad track to do something fun. I'm gonna leave the grain cart out here, so we are gonna need that, and I'm gonna run this over here. We're gonna switch this out and put this on our new drill setup and see how this runs, just for something to do with it. We haven't gotten to use this quad track on anything meaningful yet, and I'm kind of curious to see how it does. I feel like the quad track's probably a better fit on the drill here, but you know, sometimes you just gotta pick the equipment that you think you're gonna have the most fun with. And in our case, that's the new quad track here. Perfect. Let me go ahead and see if we can get this unfolded. This drill should be absolutely massive, which will be a good thing. We've got a lot of ground to cover, although this isn't necessarily the biggest of our fields. Part of me is wondering if I should do the big drilling over on the other big field over there instead of cotton. We can put our drilled crops over in those fields, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. This thing seems to be strong enough to pull this drill. I'm going to leave it there, though, for a moment. And we're going to go get our tillage equipment. I am moving the time forward here a bit faster. I've got us up to 120x now. So we should be skipping forward a month here shortly. I just hate doing things in the dark. So I'm going to finish all this running around and getting our equipment set up for our next jobs. And we'll see you in September. Looks like we've got about $2,500 in loan interest coming through in the evening, and then a little bit of farm maintenance costs there as well, which is always a surprise. Not sure what's causing that, but some placeable or building or something that we've got is draining our funds. It is what it is, though, and we are officially into September here. I'm letting the time run. I'm kind of curious just to see the lighting on this map and at what point the sun rises. Looks like it's coming up here around 6 a.m. And ooh, there we go. Nice and bright on the horizon there. And we're just going to let that run up into the sky until maybe about 8, 9 a.m. here. And we'll get going on things. That's starting to look pretty well lit. So well, we went the wrong way, folks. Now it's 10 a.m. We'll slow that down to 1x for a little bit here while we recover from that. Always pays to pay attention to what buttons you're pushing on the keyboard if you're adjusting your speed. But now I'm excited because we get to put this huge planting setup to the test. And I think we are going to need 2 headland passes with a big train like this setup. We can go whichever ways we want. Probably would have paid to move the map down so we can actually see what we're doing. Looks good. All right, well, let's go ahead and fire this off and see how it's going to work. I've got automatic application rates turned on for everything. Why are we not putting down our anhydrous ammonia, though? I know Barley requires it. Hang on, we're going to come in here. We have automatic application rate turned on. It's not a... it's not a whatchamacallit, a issue. Oh no, it is putting anhydrous down. Well, let me circle around and get lined up here. Maybe Barley just has a much lower requirement for it than I'm used to. I've got so much junk in our help menu here that you can't even see the precision farming information showing up here. Real dashboard seems to be taking over a bunch of slots. I'm gonna get lined back up here and I'll put this map back up. I thought that precision farming always showed the amounts right there too, though. So I'm gonna start this off now on nearest waypoint, and we are seeing anhydrous ammonia come through. Oh, there it is. Now we're putting down some nitrogen. Looking good. I don't see this map updating though, which is a little concerning, but I do see the Oh no, see, now we're not going down. So it's not able to apply at an automatic level. That's what it is. Okay, hang on. I know what's going on. We're planting, so I can't do automatic. I have to do it ourselves, and I can't seem to see how much to put on. I'm going to go up a couple levels, and then we're going to hit play, and we'll see what it's doing. That's doing 15. Let me do that. That's going to do 35. That's going to do 75, 85, 90, 95, 100. 100 kilograms. That should be good. That'll get us up into a much better spot. It says that I'm applying a manual rate now, but it's not actually using any anhydrous when we're leveraging course play for this, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that this was going to work. We can always drop this anhydrous tank and put fertilizer into the tank and do it, I'll say, the old-fashioned way. I was just really hoping we were going to be able to leverage anhydrous on this map. That's too bad. Well, let's go ahead and figure this out. So, anhydrous tank, we're gonna do this live, folks. Anhydrous tank's gonna go away, which is gonna be under something. Where's the anhydrous tank sprayers? These pivots got me confused. So we're gonna get rid of the anhydrous tank. Perfect. And then the seed cart we need to change, and this needs to be, instead of anhydrous, it's gonna just be no additional systems. There we go. And now what we want to do is we're going to have one fill unit be seeds and the other's going to be fertilizer. And now, if I start this back off, will it put fertilizer in while we're planting? It will. Okay, I think this is gonna work. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna send him back to the beginning. This has all been a test run, folks. Stuff like this is the joy of grabbing new equipment sometimes. And I'm sure, like everything else that we've been experiencing here, if you've used this particular drill with the anhydrous and course play, let me know what I'm doing wrong, if there's a better way to set this up. I'm wondering if I turn automatic application rate back on for a second, what's going to happen. There we go. All right, and delete first waypoint. Nope, stop. We're close enough. Stop. Oh my goodness. So picky. Oh yeah, so it is going to do the perfect rate if you do it this way too. So now we're putting in fertilizer, we're putting seed into the ground, although, well, not really, because we've already planted this area, which is why coming back here isn't the end of the world. And we should end up with everything perfect from this point now. Nice. Good to go. All right. Well, here we are, off to the races, and I'm liking it. Let's see if we can make this corner without running into the semi. I feel like my field of view is a little bit off in this thing too. Let me... Nope, we're right on the target. Okay. Well, I am loving it. I am a little disappointed. The whole point of using this particular drill was so that we could use the anhydrous. The fact that that didn't work out for us is disappointing. But we may come back to it and either figure out how to get that working, if anybody in the comments has done that before, or we'll just keep using it as is. It's a fine drill, or maybe we'll get a different one. I don't know. I know there's the giant John Deere one from Custom Modding that's out there, and I suspect there's actually a couple other big drills out there that I haven't had a chance to play with. So Let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas for me. Otherwise, we're going to keep moving forward with this setup. And I'm just looking over here at our soybeans. They're all still growing. And I'm just going to check the map here to see what stage of growth they're in. Looking good. And yeah, we're good to go here. So I need to hop back over and get this guy refilled with some lime. So let me figure that out. We pause that. I think I've driven just a smidge too far. We've wasted a fair amount of money on buying that stuff, the anhydrous and all of the material, the anhydrous that went into it and such. So it is what it is, but that's going to hurt the bank account just a little bit here too. Something to keep in our thoughts. And man, I'm still not quite sure what we're going to do regarding getting auto drive to refill. I think that this fill point that we've got here is going to have to go and be replaced with something else soon. So I'm still thinking that through. Let me know if you've got a good mod that you think would work well with Courseplay, or I'm sorry, not Courseplay, auto drive for driving through and getting refilled. Some of the ones I've used in the past have been dicey. They haven't worked out as well as I'd hoped. So I'm looking for something that's certified with auto drive, so to speak. And as long as I'm here, we're gonna go ahead and get this big bud out of the way. We pulled it up here to start working on tillage, and then left him right on the auto drive spot. And I know I've got that worker coming back in here really soon. How much does the worker have left to spread? If we look at our precision farming map, oh, we don't have that much left for the pH here. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and get the tillage moving now on this field, generating a course. And we had 4 headlands. It seemed to work really good. We weren't really having any issues turning around, so I don't think I'm going to bother with the skip rows. Or should we do this? Skip 1 row. Oh, where'd it go? Skip 1 row. Generate course. All right, we'll do 1 row skipped. And we're going to start working on up-down rows. Okay, we've already got that in there. Good deal. First waypoint. Where's it going to start him off at, though? On the other end of the field where I'm still spreading? That's unfortunate. I was hoping he'd start on this end. Well, we'll start driving over there at least. And hopefully this dry spreader will finish doing its thing with this round of lime and be out of the way sooner than later. In fact, we're not going to do it this way. I don't want to run into the lime spreader. I'm not sure exactly what the lime spreader's trying to do right now anyway. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's spreading on a slightly different angle here than what we've signed ourselves up for. Well, I'm going to just run this guy over here and park him on the headland. I was hoping to start him off ahead of the spreader, but now I think I need to let that spreader go and finish its job. I want to till in this lime, so that's why we're kind of doing things a little bit backwards here. We're going to have plenty of time to run that tillage while we're harvesting our soybeans, so it's not like I'm in a particular hurry to get that done. And just jumping out here to see how we're doing on the barley. Looks like we're doing great. Fertilizer's going in. Not a huge fan of some of the corners that we've got on these big fields, but it is what it is. Only so much you can do with the big rig like this that can't be backed up. So now I think we're where I wanted to be in this episode. We've done a lot of miscellaneous running around and sorting through our equipment loadouts, but we've got it working now. We've got a nice big drill setup here. We're putting some barley in, and we're oh so close to getting into those soybeans. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. That's all for today. Ketterk out.